Jump right in. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're completely summarizing a classic, the absolute game changer of a book, Your Money or Your Life. If you're looking for the ultimate breakdown of how to transform your finances and literally pull yourself out of the rat race, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to distill decades of financial wisdom into a super clear roadmap. Let's get straight to it. We've got to kick things off with a pretty tough question straight from the text. Think about your everyday grind, right? The alarm goes off at, 6:45 a.m.? You're rushing through traffic, dealing with office politics all day, and then commuting back home just completely drained. For so many of us, our jobs are actively depleting our health, our relationships, and our overall joy. The authors actually suggest something incredibly provocative. Most of us aren't making a living, we're making a dying. We're slowly sacrificing our lives for money, and it happens so gradually that we kind of don't even notice. So here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. We'll hit the old roadmap, the idea that money is life energy, finding your enough, the 9 steps, and finally, the crossover point. Starting off with Section 1, the old roadmap. Take a look at this contrast. The old map we've all been handed basically tells us to work a 9 to 5 until we're 65, define our entire self-worth by our job title, and then when we're feeling stressed out or empty, just buy more stuff to feel better. Sounds exhausting, right? But the new roadmap flips the script entirely. It's all about achieving true financial independence, seamlessly aligning your spending with your actual core values, and finally realizing that more isn't always better. Recognizing that enough is enough. Moving right into Section 2, money is life energy, which is just a massive paradigm shift. Now, this concept right here, this will completely change how you view every single dollar in your bank account. The authors hit the nail on the head. Money is something we choose to trade our life energy for. Think about that. We aren't just spending dollars and cents. We are actually spending the finite, irretrievable hours of our own lives. When you clock in at work, you're not just earning a paycheck. You're trading your life energy, the literal time you have on this earth, in exchange for that cash. To put that into perspective, and this is a bit of a reality check, actuarial tables show that an average 40-year-old only has about 174,882 discretionary hours of life energy left. That's after you subtract the time you need for sleeping, eating, and just basic body maintenance. You've got roughly 175,000 hours left to live, to love, and to contribute to the world. When you realize your time is strictly limited like that, every single purchase becomes a massive trade-off. Seriously, ask yourself, is that shiny new gadget really worth 40 hours of your remaining life energy? Let's jump to Section 3, finding your enough, and the fulfillment curve. Early on in life, spending money genuinely brings us fulfillment, right? We buy food, shelter, the basics. But eventually, we hit what's known as the peak of the fulfillment curve. That peak is called enough. Having enough means you've got everything you need for survival and comfort, but absolutely nothing extra weighing you down. Beyond that peak, buying more stuff actually decreases our happiness. It just turns into clutter. It takes up physical space, mental space, and it honestly just causes stress instead of joy. I really want you to think about this for a second. What is your enough? Where is that fearless, comfortable place for you where you have maximum fulfillment but zero burden of excess? Pinpointing that exact spot is absolutely crucial. It's the secret to breaking that endless, exhausting cycle of working to spend and spending to work. All right, Section 4, the 9 steps to transform your finances. Let's unpack the actual 9-step program these authors created. We can group the first 3 steps into gaining financial intelligence. This phase, it's all about getting brutal, objective clarity on your past and present money situations. Step 1 is calculating literally everything you've ever earned in your life and figuring out your current net worth. Sounds daunting, but you gotta do it. Step 2 is computing your real hourly wage. That means factoring in the time and money you spend commuting, decompressing, buying work clothes, the whole shebang. And step 3, keep track of every single cent coming in and going out. Yep, no more hiding from those bank statements. Next up is phase 2, which is financial integrity. This is where you make sure your spending habits actually line up with your deepest values, so you're maximizing that life energy we talked about. Step 4 is a super deep evaluation of your spending. Step 5 gets intensely visual. You literally chart your income and expenses on a giant wall chart, so you see your progress every single day. And step 6 is all about learning to lower those expenses through creative frugality, getting the absolute maximum fulfillment out of every single unit of life energy you spend. Now, zooming in on step 4 for a second, you've got to ask 3 crucial questions about every single purchase on your monthly tabulations. Number 1, did this bring me fulfillment proportional to the life energy I spent? 2, does it align with my values? And 3, how would this expense change if I didn't actually have a job? This is exactly how you weed out the clutter and seriously hone in on your true definition of enough. And finally, we hit phase 3, financial independence. Step 7 tells us to truly value our life energy by maximizing our income, basically breaking that emotional link between work and wages. Look, work is just what you do for money. Your life is so much bigger than that. Step 8 is tracking the crossover point on your wall chart. And step 9, managing long-term income-producing investments securely so your money works for you.
Which brings us to section 5, the crossover point, the absolute ultimate goal.
Listen, this right here is basically the holy grail of personal finance. The crossover point is the exact moment where the monthly income from your invested capital actually surpasses your total monthly living expenses. As your expenses drop down because of all that creative frugality and your savings grow, that investment income line on your wall chart slowly creeps up. And when it finally crosses the expense line, man, everything changes. The big takeaway here is this beautifully simple mathematical reality. Monthly investment income greater than monthly living expenses equals financial independence, period. Once your passive income crosses that line, you have enough and then some. You are officially freed from the absolute necessity of working a paid job for the rest of your life. It's literally a game changer. But once you cross over, you might be wondering, how do you manage it all? Well, you use the 3 pillars of financial independence. First is capital. This is the income-producing core of your investments. Second is your cushion. That's ready cash in the bank to easily cover 6 months of emergencies or sudden expenses. And third is cash, the ongoing surplus funds you're generating, because remember, you're still living at your enough point. You can use this surplus to help others, fund your true passions, or give back to your community. We started this explainer with a tough question, and we're going to end with one too. Imagine a mugger points a gun at you and says, your money or your life. Obviously, you'd hand over your wallet immediately, no questions asked. Yet every single day, we unknowingly hand over our lives for money. But by applying these 9 steps and totally shifting your perspective, you realize you don't actually have to choose just one. You can absolutely have both. So the final question I'll leave you with today is this. Are you ready to stop making a dime, reclaim your finite time, and truly transform your life?